of the Boxers Trainers Channel. And what's going on, y'all? It's been a while, and I know it, but it's like better late than never, in my opinion. So, look, recently we have had people in the gym that had visual representation of seeing Bill Haney's youngest son, Sean Haney, right, in the gym sparring, right? Now, we all know that Bill had started to teach his son how to play tennis. And I would like to say that Sean Haney really knew how to get under the ball and place it in reference to tennis. I have some visual contact with these events, so I'm saying this firsthand that Sean Haney could have been a professional tennis player, right? But I just kind of like believe that it's in the Haney's genes to lace him up, right? Because I noticed years ago that Sean gravitated really more toward boxing than he did toward tennis, right? And I say that in the sense that Bill Haney's sons, right? They love him to death, and as a father, that is a relatively wonderful thing for a son to love his father and a father to love his son, especially as a black father and son, right? In a black father-son relationship scheme of things, right? Now, I'm not saying that that's far-fetched, but based on the fact that we as a people have a history, right, of not paying, in my opinion, enough attention to our offspring, to our children, right? And while it might be sad, it is just an event that has plagued the black father-son relationship and mother-daughter. It doesn't matter. We have a historical bad look, a bad taste in your mouth, as, if you will, in regards to how we are perceived in raising our young, right? I mean, some dads, as is the case with Bill Haney, step up to the plate and do, outstanding with his kids, right? And Bill has been noted, right, for trying to educate his kids in whatever they want to do, right? I mean, in school, it's about school. When it comes to sports, some type of business, whatever it is that the child wants to do, Bill Haney gets behind him and sees to it that they have a future in whether it be sports, whether it be in business, or whatever the case may be. He practices that the child, the young, right? Not only his son, because he's been noted, and I must say that Bill has been noted for gravitating toward other adults, fathers and sons, or mother and daughter or sons, right, had gravitated and tried to help them. And he has had a history of bringing young kids in the gym, right, to try to either train them or show them the rope, give them some guidance, some much needed guidance, I might add, people, in the sense that there's not enough black fathers, right, in the house, in the home with their children. And and like, I'm not here to talk down or talk bad about anybody, right? Because I just am fortunate enough to know the background of the um, historical aspect of how a father and son or how a mother and a child comes up in the household, right? And the way that they are guided in the things that they say and do, right? I mean, let's face it, people, we have been taught bad behavior, right? I mean, it's a fact that we have been taught to act the way that we do. And a lot of people do not want to take responsibility for looking at this in that light, right? But it's a proven fact that all the things that we know And all the things we do, we have been taught to know and do these things. You know what I mean? I mean, think about it. When we came over here from Africa, right? We were totally in the in the hands and the control of the foreigner. I'll just be gentle with this, right? The foreigner, right? And the foreigner taught us everything that we know, right? I mean, everything, whether it be good or bad, and what am there, and I just hate to say this, but it wasn't that much good. Everything that we know, right, we've been taught by the foreigner, right? And see, and like I said before, a lot of us don't look at that. A lot of us don't have the intellectual wherewithal to get in the books and find out why it is that we as a people behave the way that we do, right? Now, I am saying we, but I took the liberty of separating myself from that type of nonsense, right? I'm getting away from Sean Haney for a minute, but I got to say this because this is a part of what I do, right? I bring factual representation to the platform, whether it be boxing, whether it be politics, whether it be whatever the case may be. You can bet your last dollar that Jack Daniels of the Boxing Trainers Channel is going to bring facts to the table, and anything that I've said this far, right, I am willing to stand on it, right? I am willing to stand on it and be about the business, as they say, of what I say. But anyway, we're gonna get away from that because that's a little distasteful. Because me personally, as an older cat that historically knows the historical nature of where we came from and where we are today, right? I can break down the scientific involved in all that, right? Because I took the liberty again to study that. But anyway, let's get back to the boxing, right? So just so you know, right? Our behavior, good or bad, is a tall behavior. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. That's right. That's right. Conscious vibes. Hit that button, brother. Hit that button. That's right. That's right. Help your brother. Support your brother. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to Sean. Sean is Bill Haney's youngest son, right? Sean might be what? 14, 15, maybe gravitating towards 16. I don't know. I haven't talked to Bill in a while, right? I think I'm on the shelf, but that's okay. Love the brother to death. But Sean, right, plays tennis, as I said before, like a grown man. The first time I visually saw Sean play tennis, I saw Sean get up under the ball. It's called getting up under the ball. When you get up under the ball, you kind of like stoop down and you swing, you level off your swing coming down up, right? So it's called getting under the ball. And I think Sean was like maybe, I want to say 9 years old, right? When I saw him on the tennis court and I was laying, I called Bill after he sent me the tape and I said, Bill, Sean can really get up under that ball, right? So I'm saying that to say this, right? He took a special interest, as is the case with Bill toward his son. Sean took a special interest when it came to tennis, right? Because Bill, like Devin, spent a lot of time, right, on the tennis court with Sean. Now, I haven't had conversation with Bill in a couple of months, right? So I don't know if Sean has traded off. But I will say this based on the fact that I know how the Haneys think, right? And you know, like as youngsters, right, as kids, right? Sean has something to prove. Now, more likely than not, you know, it's not a lot of look at things like this, right? But it's kind of funny, but it's also serious, right? Sean got something to prove, you know, to his daddy, right? That yeah, definitely been undisputed, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I'm gonna outdo. And that's a good thing, right? I oftentimes say, right? I share this with my wife as well, right? I tell her that the challenge, competition, is good. It's good for the soul, right? You know what I mean? As long as you keep it like on on a sports level, right? And instead of the vengeful nature of how humanity thinks sometimes when they get into the challenge of things, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm quite sure that this is just a special feeling that young Sean has for his daddy, you know what I'm saying, and for his family, right? You know what I'm saying? Sean got something to prove. So don't be surprised if little Sean, you know what I'm saying, rises to the occasion and chops Big Brother Devin. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I said, competition is good, right? As long as it's kind of like from the heart. You know what I mean? It's all in the name of love, right? You know, be it father, be it brother, or whatever the case may be. Competition is always genuine. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to throw that out there to y'all, man, tonight. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't been on a couple days, you know, and like that's unusual. But what it is I've been working. I mean, I've been working, man, trying to get my platform to solid. You know what I'm saying? While I'm able to do everything, right? If you don't see me, I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like what they call in the business a voiceover, right? And voiceovers, I might add, are very popular. A lot of people graciously run their podcast or their YouTube on voiceover. You know what? You have to look it up to understand what I'm talking about. But you know what I'm saying? I'm sticking my hands in all that, right? And there's a reason for why I'm doing this, and I've said this a number of times because I'm the type of dude, I'm the type of cat, right, that have to be number one, right? And I think, you know what I'm saying, all of us, my people, right, especially, no disrespect intended in a racial sense, but I have to, you know what I'm saying, be direct, you know what I mean, when I say my people, because my people, right, have been plagued by a whole bunch of negativity, right, from day one. And it is my objective to turn that around, right? It is my objective, even at 75 years old. You know, sometimes it kind of annoys me because certain people that are close to me say, "Oh, I ain't got time. Look, I've been doing this all my life. I've been working and doing certain things all my life. I ain't got time to be trying to make history. I ain't got time to try to make some positive happen in life. All I want to do is plant some flowers and cook some food, take a trip every now and then, and that's it." You know what I mean? That's a little, to me, right, the type of person I am at 75 years old, right? It ain't never over with me, especially until it's over. You know what I mean? I can't get out of the bed without some buttons come on in my thought process saying, how can I achieve this? Or how can I achieve that, right? The thing that has kind of like got me in a certain situation is this podcast, right? I'm stuck on stupid because I haven't been able to put my psychological self in a position where I can do everything that I need to do, like every other podcast or every other YouTuber of success. It's about having the mindset to be the greatest in whatever it is that you want to do, right? And at this particular moment, I have to be the greatest YouTuber on the corner. You know what I mean? I have to be in a position where I'm satisfied with my numbers elevating, my disposition about how my representation and presentation is asserted, you know, when I come on, right? I have to be in a position where I can be number uno. Right? And I'm just saying, people, especially again, I'm speaking to my people whose self-esteem and level of respect for oneself is at an all-time low, right? And it's time for us, especially us older cats, right, to do stuff like I'm doing on this podcast, right? Purport to my people that this is what I did, right? And you can do it too. You know what I'm saying? And I just get so frustrated and annoyed because we as a people don't have enough strength to fight back, to unite and fight back, right? We will go for anything, fall for anything. You know what I mean? We will fall for anything. But me, I do everything I can to prevent from falling for anything. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, I would like more of my people to have the same type of mindset that y'all can do any damn thing in this world that you want to do. Watch the old man, right? I'm 75 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, my daily duties is getting my rump up out that bed, right? And finding something to do constructive. And I do it, right? My old legs is kind of hurting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that comes with age, right? But that does not stop me from getting out my rump, getting out that bed, right? Throwing on me some attire appropriate for today. I cut like 17, no, excuse me, about 5 acres, right, of a piece of the back property on my tractor, right? I mean, who you know 75 years old that get up out their bed every day and does something conducive? 75? Man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when I can get off this podcast, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my butt on the floor, right? And do me some push-ups, work out, right? Some squats, I'm gonna work out, man. I've been doing this kind of stuff all my life. Every since I bounced back from the pits of eventual ruin, right? I was so far gone on some dumb stuff out there in the street doing all kind of dumb stuff that I finally got the strength to say to myself, listen to what I'm about to say, y'all. Hear me when I say this, right? I said, if he, now listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna let you fill in the blanks, right? If he can use his mind to get rich, right? Why? Can I do the same thing? And I'm actually serious about this, man. I took that notion. Man, look, I took that notion and ran with it and did relatively well. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm in a position today, right, where I really don't have to do nothing but sit up and watch me some TV, and eat some popcorn or whatever the case may be that I feel like doing. I just came back from the Jamaica, right? My daughter dropped these off, gave me these, because she knows how much I love the sport of boxing, right? So she said, "Hey, Daddy, here, these for you," right? What I'm saying is, whatever I feel like doing, I ain't rich by no means, and don't give a damn about being rich, really. You know what I'm saying? As long as I can do just what the heck I want to do, right? I ain't got to be rich, but not to say that this old mind of mine, right, is always on the point when it comes to being creative, when it comes to seeking and searching out ways to scientifically use this old brain to create wealth, right? Why? Because that's what I want to do. Because I can do that. You can too. You can do the same thing, right? And you know, I learned. I mean, I really learned the hard way, and it's kind of sad, right? Especially for those that are in a position where they can't help one another. We can't help one another, right? But I'm gonna tell you, man, it's sad. It is really sad when we as a people psychologically look for explanations to not help one another, and we can't. It won't hurt us a bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this doesn't mean on every occasion it has to be monetarily helping, right? It don't mean that, right? But we are in such a bad psychological state that we have no idea how it would feel to help somebody from the heart. Me, man, look, anybody that know Coach Jack Daniels of the Boxing Training Channel would tell you. I mean, I did a whole bunch of good deeds for people, and a lot of times, they didn't even ask me, right? I mean, we are supposed to support one another. Look, man, they do it. Every race of people, every nationality of people help one another, but us. But us. Hey, it is what it is. Sad, but it's true. But there is the flip side of that coin too. The selective few that have been reared to think otherwise, to act otherwise. That's me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna help somebody if I can, right? And it ain't gonna be mad about it. You know what I mean? As occasionally I gotta come out of my pocket. I ain't mad about it, man. You know what I mean? If I got it, you got it. That's the type of structure that I came up on it from my mom, right? My oldest, man, my oldest sister, man, she rest in peace. Like, we just came up like that, man. My mom was a ordained minister, right? She believed in helping one another. Anyway, man, that's enough of that. I got to get up out of here because, like I said, I got to go get on this flow. But I'd appreciate it if y'all would hit that subscription button, hit that like button, and drop a comment in the comment section and let me know if the things that the old man says to y'all when it comes to unanimity is worth listening to. Can you do that? A comment would go a long ways with invigorating me to make sure that I get the job done when it comes to the things that I conjure up in my mind of positive nature. Okay? That being said, man, I got to go. Y'all have a good night. Later.